Governor Soludo optimistic that peace and security will be restored in Anambra and Southeast Zone. Anambra chapter of Radio, Television and Theatre Art Workers Union elects new executive members. NAFDAC to engage core members in local government areas for enlightenment programs. India bans wheat export for food security. Before the news in details, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround, maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. Good morning and welcome to the news. My name is Nonye Nwokoye. Now, Governor Chukwuma Soludo has visited the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in Abuja. Governor Soludo said the visit was to felicitate with him and also as part of the wider consultations with critical stakeholders in search of lasting peace and security in the Southeast. He disclosed that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was in high spirit and they had fruitful discussions during which he expressed sadness over what he described as sacrilegious killings of innocent persons, kidnappings and all forms of criminalities, including the brutal enforcement of the sit-at-home perpetuated by sundry groups claiming to be acting for or on behalf of IPOB. According to the governor, the IPOB leader would personally broadcast to his followers to maintain the peace. Governor Soludo expressed optimism that together, peace, security of lives and property would be restored in Anambra and the Southeast. Governor Chukwuma Soludo says the rising insecurity in Anambra State is being perpetrated by criminal elements and no longer political agitators. Governor Soludo, who disclosed this in Abuja when he visited the Indian Anambra living in the area, called on them to support and partner his administration in its efforts to take back the state from criminal elements. We have details of that report.
According to the governor, such criminals have now turned kidnapping, killings and other forms of criminality to business enterprise because of the huge sums of money they make from it. Governor Soludo revealed that the criminals have constituted themselves into a parallel government, collecting taxes and levies from the people, saying that the state government cannot fold its arms and allow such criminals to continue to hold the state and the people to ransom, and call on wealthy Indian Anambra to donate generously to the Anambra State Security Trust Fund, which has been set up to raise money in combating insecurity in the state. He stated that the government alone cannot provide all the resources needed to effectively combat the rising insecurity in the state. Governor Soludo also made a presentation to the audience where he outlined the activities and other strategies which being put in place to reposition Anambra into a livable and prosperous homeland for people living and doing business in the state.
Anambra State Commissioner for Economic Planning, Budget and Development Partners, Mrs. Chiamaka Nnaka, has assured that the Professor Chukwuma Soludo-led administration will always ensure that Indian Anambra youths receive their share of any federal government's largesse for the Nigerian youths. The commissioner made this known at Ekulobia, Agwata Council area, while flagging off the first phase of a 4-day training of the 500 Anambra State youths under the Anambra COVID-19 Action Recovery and Economic Stimulus and CARES program. Correspondent Emmanuel Okonkwo tells us more.
The Anambra COVID-19 Action Recovery and Economic Stimulus Program, (ANCARES), is under the Nigeria COVID-19 Action Recovery and Economic Stimulus (NCARES) program, which is World Bank assisted and disbursed by states government through the State Cash Transfer Office, is geared towards making Nigerian youths self-reliant by empowering them with a sum of 200,000 naira startup grant each at the end of the training. 500 youths of Anambra State undergoing the training in various economic fields to help boost their knowledge of financial and business management were selected. 50 persons from each of the 10 pilot LGAs of the livelihood program, which includes Agwata, Anambra West, Oka North and South, Idemili South, Ihiala, Nnewi North and South, Obaro, and Onitsha South. Commissioner Naka, who appreciated the federal government for finding Anambra State youths worthy for the grant, asked the beneficiaries to utilize the money on reception to enable the state to benefit from other largesse from the federal government. The commissioner, who is also the chairman of State Steering Committee, ANCARES, called for appropriate implementation of the livelihood program and implored the Anambra State Cares ANCARES team to ensure that the startup grants are given to the right persons.
This is the right time. At least now people can move around. People are back to business. People are back to doing things, doing their business. So these funds will actually form like an input into what they are doing and help them maybe scale or even try to start new business. So this is in no way a very fantastic, a very interesting opportunity for our people, because again, if I get and I get where increase and also help them improve their livelihood generally. So it's something that we appreciate, and we are hoping that CAB will one of so many things to come.
Earlier in a speech, the head of unit, State Cash Transfer Unit and Anambra Cares Project, Mr. Raf Enukora, encouraged the participants to endeavor to improve their knowledge of financial and business management during training and as well make judicious use of the grant.
The essence of the livelihood is that we will empower energetic, active youths. If you see the people selected, you will see that they are still young and energetic. Some of them are into salary, some are into cabinet and all sorts of things. So what we now do is that we train them like this, empower them, give them something with which to support their businesses, so that it will cushion the effect of COVID-19 pandemic.
On their part, some of the beneficiaries, Ms. Ndidiamaka Ezenwafo and Mr. Aloysius Okafo, expressed joy over the program and appreciated the state and federal governments as well as the World Bank for choosing the intervention while promising to utilize the opportunity. Also present at the event were the Commissioner for Women and Social Welfare, Mrs. Ifio Binabo, Head Anambra State Cares Coordinating Unit, Mrs. Ogochukwu Oji. From Ekulobia in Agwata Council area, I am Emmanuel Okonkwo reporting for ABS News.
The Center for Social Awareness, Advocacy and Ethics, in collaboration with the Youth Empowerment Solutions Project Initiative and the Center for Health, Education and Vulnerable Support, has organized an enlightenment program for Anambra youths on how to protect their rights and end police brutality. Participants of the program, which was held in Oka and powered by Voice, were selected, one person each from the 21 local government areas of the state, who are expected to step down the knowledge garnered during the program to other youths in their various communities and local government areas at the end of the program. Our correspondent Emmanuel Okonkwo tells us more.
ESAAE is a non-profit organization that fights for good governance, rule of law, human rights and anti-corruption, advances quality education, entrepreneurship and job placement, as well as promotes effective leadership and leadership training. The event with the theme Sorosoke or Parkwell, Ending Police Brutality and Human Rights Violation in Nigeria, featured series of presentations on how to protect one's human rights, end police brutality, secure a safer society for the youths and curb corruption, among others. In separate presentations, Anambra State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Professor Chika Ifemeje, represented by the State Solicitor General and Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Justice, Barrister Ngozi Uno, and Vice Chairman, Nigeria Bar Association, Aba Chapter, Barrister Victor Onwere Mado, while regretting the poor human rights records in the country, asked youths to always speak up peacefully when their human rights are trampled upon in order to get deserved justice from the judicial arm of the government.
We must make a country that respects fundamental rights, the rule of law. That's why you should obtain your PVC. Arm yourself with your PVC. We can make change. We must not be afraid. We must not be intimidated. We must not say because let us use their gun on us. We must not say if we do that, they will remove our clothes and leave us naked. We must always stand on our rights.
Also speaking, the Commissioner for Youth Development, Mr. Patrick Aramba, represented by Permanent Secretary in the Ministry, Dr. Daniel Ezangu, Special Advisor to Anambra State Governor on Youth Empowerment, Dr. Nelson Omenua, and Director, Citizens' Rights Directorate and Office of the Public Defender, Barrister Nedi Okechukwu, represented by Barrister Judith Mokwe, encouraged the youths to be focused and work hard for the actualization of their life dreams and stressed the need for continuous harmonious and peaceful strive for social justice in Nigeria. Reacting to questions and comments on police brutality during the event, the Anambra State Commissioner of Police, Mr. Echeng, represented by the Police Public Relations Officer, Mr. Tochukwu Ikenga, asked the public to stop seeing the police as their enemy, but rather be law-abiding at all times and report any misconduct and harassment from any police officer to the appropriate authority for immediate action. In an interview, the founder and executive director, CSAAE, Reverend Father Goswill Abagwa, who spoke through the project lead, Sorosoke Project, Mr. David Nwonwu, explained that Sorosoke Project aims at building, training, and empowering a movement of passionate and patriotic youths who will work as community gatekeepers to track and monitor human rights violations. In separate interviews, some of the participants, including Mr. Israel Oji from Oka South and Ms. Kosisochukwu Obianefo from Nnewi South, promised to step down the knowledge garnered to youths in their local government areas, saying that the knowledge will make the youths to speak up when necessary and will reduce police brutality to nearest minimum.
It's been very impactful, very educating. Like they said, information is power. So many things we've not known before. They've taught us about human rights, how to speak up in the right way, and how to go about cases, not about violence, but in a constructive manner. Because it's not all about peaceful protest, peaceful protest. There are other ways to actually go about it. They've really shown us how law is power.
In Oka, I am Emmanuel Okonkwo, reporting for ABS News.
Anambra State Chapter of Radio, Television and Theatre Art Workers Union, RATAO, has elected new executive members that will run the affairs of the union for the next 3 years. The event, which held at Stella Okoye Madam Salo complex of the ABS Film Academy, Oka, saw Mrs. Maureen Stone Enujoke, a staff of Anambra Broadcasting Service, emerge as the new chairman of the state chapter. Our correspondent Emmanuel Chibwata reports.
Other members of the executive are Vice Chairman Chuks Onwebuna, Secretary Juliet Ojima, Assistant Secretary Priska Nwankwo, and Publicity Secretary Mr. Daniel Ekwueme. Ben Collins Ani is the Treasurer. Chinazoma Nwudinjo, Auditor, and Mrs. Tina Ekenta, the State Women Leader of the chapter. In his speech, the Vice President of RATAO Southeast Zone, Prince Emeka Kalu, called on the new elected executive members to see their position as a call to serve and administer the affairs of the workers in the media and culture sector in Anambra State. while interfacing with the government at the state level and management of their establishment under the union. Prince Kalu encouraged them to be productive and not to optimize others with their position, taxing them to give voice to the voiceless and make workers' welfare their utmost priority.
I commend you and ask you to put your hands together for being wonderful people that have been considered worthy of holding these positions. Whether you have a position or not, you can still be who you want to be and do what you want to do for the union, for the love of Ratau.
In his welcome address, the chairman of Ratau ABS chapter, Prince Ebele Ugonna, assured the maximum support and harmonious relationship of the chapter to the team elected in the state to achieve the common goal of the union. The immediate past chairman of the union, Mr. Andy Onwalo, thanked Ratau Anambra State chapter for the support given to him during his tenure, while promising to support the new administration.
I think I enjoyed a very good support. But rather my team enjoyed a very good support from all the chapters, old and newly inaugurated. I wish to continue to thank you all for your love and support, for your prayers, because without you, we wouldn't have gone far.
In her acceptance speech, the new elected chairman of Ratau, Anambra State, Mrs. Maurice Stone Enujoke, thanked the chapter for giving the new executive the opportunity to serve, while promising to work in accordance with the constitution of the union in order to make Ratau shine.
I'm so honored, I'm so elated, and I'm privileged to be here to be given a very big assignment. I want to do a promise. And I'm equally here speaking the minds of my team, because we're going to be formidable. We're going to work with this. Know whatever thing that it is in here. Know that we are going to keep to the tenets of this constitution. Just watch out for a new Ratau Anambra State.
The new executive, through the oath of allegiance administered by Ratau Zonal Organizing Secretary, Comrade Joseph Ede.
Congratulations to the newly elected executives. Now, the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control has signed a memorandum of understanding with the National Youth Service Corps to engage corps members in all 774 local government areas in the country. According to MOU, the corps members will be involved in sensitization and education of community members on making healthy choices concerning what they consume, especially in NAFDAC's efforts to reduce substandard, fake and counterfeit products, and also help micro, small and medium enterprises understand the processes of the agency, such as registration and regulatory processes. Speaking during the official signing of the MOU in Abuja, the Director General of the NAFDAC, Professor Mojishola Adeyeye, explained that the corps members would undergo specialized training to support community members to stay healthy. On business news, the Nigerian Ports Authority has revealed plans to reduce the cost of shipping in Nigeria with the deployment of more digital technology and critical facilities at the nation's seaports. The Managing Director, NPA, Mohammed Bello Koko, during a media parley in Lagos, said the authority is about to deploy the port community system whereby every stakeholder is locked into one system for operations. Bello Koko said the port community system would not affect the e-customs, adding that it would enhance trade facilitation and ease shipping processes. The NPA boss also revealed that the MPA is working hard to deploy vessel traffic services to monitor ship movement. According to him, the NPA is already partnering with the Nigerian Liquefied Natural Gas, which is expected to help with this survey and deploy the facility around the country. On the foreign scene, India has banned exports of wheat effective immediately, citing a risk of food security, partly due to the war in Ukraine and as a scorching heat wave curtailed output and domestic prices hit a record high. Although not one of the world's top wheat exporters, India's ban could drive global prices to new peaks, given already tight supply, hitting poor consumers in Asia and Africa particularly hard. Agriculture ministers from the G7 industrialized nations immediately condemned India's decision. Although there was no dramatic fall in India's wheat output this year, government officials said that unregulated export had led to a rise in local prices for the grain. Rising food and energy prices pushed India's annual retail inflation near an 8-year high in April. India's wheat harvest has also suffered from a record-shattering heat wave that is stunting production. India's decision comes as global agricultural markets are under severe stress due to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. On sports news, Nigeria's Flying Eagles will know tomorrow in Niamey, Niger Republic, if they will qualify for the African Under-20 AFCON in Egypt next year as they confront Cote d'Ivoire in a make-or-mar clash. The Ladan Bosso Awards emerged winners of Group B of the qualifying tournament for the Under-20 AFCON after Burkina Faso eliminated defending champions Ghana in a final group game. Burkina Faso piped Ghana 2-1 in a match that the Black Satellites needed to win to stay alive. The Ivorians finished second in Group A after they beat hosts Niger 1-0 in the opening game of the qualifying series. Tuesday's semi-final between Nigeria and Cote d'Ivoire will kick off at 8 p.m. The overall winners of this tie will join the winners of the other semi-final between Group A winners Togo and Group B runners-up Burkina Faso in the final. And that wraps up the news, but remember you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page at ABS Radio Television. Subscribe to our YouTube page at ABS Television Oka. Follow us on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. Log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. And the main news again. Governor Soludo is optimistic that peace and security will be restored in Anambra and Southeast Zone. Anambra chapter of Radio, Television and Theatre Art Workers Union has elected new executive members. NAFDAC is to engage core members in local government areas for enlightenment programs. And from the foreign scene, India has banned wheat export for food security. Note, Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround, maintenance of Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. And that's the news. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Nonya Mokoye. Good morning and have a great day.